This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon, and welcome to the Clear Lines overview session. I am your host, Kipp Cohen. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of January, 2019, and we'll be here for the next roughly 60 minutes to review the Clear Lines software and to answer your questions. Can you guys hear me okay? Someone says no audio. Can you hear me clearly? I see the mic ticking. By the way, this session...
I can.
Thank you.
Oh.
Right. Thanks, guys. If you could just respond in the chat box rather than muting your mics, I would appreciate it. Again, this session is being recorded and will be posted to the Equity Alerts, equity-alerts.com YouTube page. I do want to thank you guys for attending today. And just to kind of give you a real quick background on myself and kind of how I got to where I am with this software before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about it all. Again, my name is Kipp Cohen. I was employed by WiseTrade for 17 years. WiseTrade, I know many of you were former WiseTrade customers. And sadly, they closed down for business in the end of August of last year. And I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Jerry and Mike Medved. That's actually their last name. About a month or so before the company shut down, and we were put together. Actually, let me back up a little bit. I'd already kind of been working on a replacement indicator prior to that for TradeStation, and so I had already kind of had everything functioning, but for simplicity's sake, for the WiseTrade community, a lot of the WiseTraders having ally accounts, we created this relationship with Medved Trader, and so we wrote the Clear Lines indicator to function on the Medved platform. So that's kind of where how we got our start. So I have two different companies. I'm a partner with Lindsay Perry and Jim Chanel in equity-alerts.com. And that is the company that provides the daily broadcast that we do for the alerts. And then I have a second company called Clear Trading Systems. And I actually have two different partners in that company. One is a developer or programmer. The other one is a trader / developer of strategies. So Clear Lines is our first product. We are actually working on some other trading indicators right now, something for S&P futures. But those are two different entities that I am owner in both of those companies. So Clear Lines right now is made available at equity-alerts.com. For those that subscribe to it, that's where you get it. At some point, we may offer it. We should probably offer it up through TradeStation as well. We just haven't done it yet because I'm focused on this side of it right now. So I did want to take this time to kind of give you a quick kind of an overview of the software and show you some of the features and benefits of utilizing the clear lines on the Medved platform. And hold on one second. Okay. So one of the well, let me kind of start by saying that the clear lines were written based on the Wise Trade red and green buying and selling momentum lines. This is not an identical algorithm because I don't own the Wise Trade algorithm. I couldn't acquire it. They wouldn't sell it, and fortunately, my developer was one of the programmers that had worked on it before. So we have something that is pretty much about as close as you can possibly get. There are a couple subtle differences. The lines aren't quite as smooth, and that's a function of the charting package through Medved. But besides that, they are pretty darn close. And from the individuals that are already using it, they will tell you that they find the clear lines to be even more accurate and better than the old Wise Trade red and green lines. You'll notice on my charts some arrows, and that is one of the features that we added. When the lines cross and the commits locks in, you will see a up or down arrow on the chart. So sometimes an arrow when the markets are live will appear and disappear, and that's only because it hasn't fully committed. But once the interval is complete and it has committed across, then it will lock in place and will not change. So you can see based on Apple, you had an up arrow and then another up arrow, a brief down, which was a slight pullback followed by another up, a slight down followed by another up, and then we've had a down arrow for a couple months now. The one thing about the platform is that there are two types of charts. There's what's considered an intraday chart, which is on the left, and a historical chart, which is on the right. So the historical chart is where you see the long, mid, and short, the day, week, and month. The minute chart will have any number of minute time frames that you want to utilize, from less than a minute to however many you want, 360, 430, whatever you want, and anything and everything in between. You can create different layouts. Now, for those that just start up the software initially, you'll actually start out with a basic swing layout, and hold on, let me load. I think that's this one, my old swing layout. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Clear lines for swing or position trading. So I created this layout more for those that like to see the 8 time frames that the old Wise Trade software had all in one. You can see it all at once. So this gives you, in a quick overview, a long-term trend, which is the monthly chart, a weekly, midterm, short-term daily chart, and then you have the 130, the 60, 30, 10, and 2. Up at the top, you'll notice there's a couple different boxes. Now, the Medved system is not like WiseTrade where you had one window and everything was within one window. Each of these windows are independent. Each chart window is independent. The watch list or portfolio lists are independent. They do work together functionally, but they are individual windows. This is very similar to a lot of other trading platforms that are out there. The upper left window I have set up for the indexes, and you can customize this to whatever indexes you want. I just use the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the VIX. But if you want to add others, you can. You can adjust the size. You can adjust the way it looks. And then the right window at the top is what's called the watch list or portfolio. This is very similar to what we would have called the basket. And you can load stocks by clicking the edit portfolios and type in symbols. I copy and paste every morning. You can create different watch lists. So I have a NASDAQ 100. I have a Dow 30. Banks. So you can create a number of different watch lists and be able to view any of those. If you click on any of the symbols in the watch list, it'll load those into the overviews of each time frame. And they're all tied in based on these pins or symbol linking groups. So you'll notice that they're all blue because they're all linked together. All right. You can move these around by just grabbing it with your mouse and change the location. Now, I get my data powered through my TD Ameritrade account. The reason I use and have a TD account in addition to Ally is that TD gives me access to the futures. Ally no longer offers futures. So this way, at least I can have my symbols to include, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P futures, crude oil, nat gas, gold, silver, and copper. So I get my quotes, you'll see, come from TD Ameritrade. The software works with a number of different brokers and data providers. So if you have an Ally Invest account and you want to utilize the clear lines, then your subscription is one fee of $59 a month for just clear lines. And then you don't pay anything additional for data or for access to Medved if you have an Ally Invest account, okay? If you have an account with one of the integrated brokers besides Ally, which would be E-Trade, Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, if you're from Canada, Questrade, or Rhythmic, or Tradier, one of these other listed brokers, then you can get you can trade directly through the software, and it provides your data to run the software. If you do not have one of those brokers, if you have Schwab or Fidelity or one of the other Canadian brokers, you would have to, in addition to paying my platform or my indicator fee, you would pay Medved $20 a month, and then roughly about $25 a month for data from Stockwatch. Just to let you know, okay? Again, so for those that have Ally Invest accounts, you have one set fee a month to access the indicator, and that's it. If you have one of the other integrated brokers, you pay the platform fee, the indicator fee of $59 plus a $20 a month platform fee to Medved. And then if you don't have one of the integrated brokers, you have those two fees plus an additional data feed. I want to be clear so you understand that. Okay. So again, going back to so if you utilize a multi-chart layout like I have this multi-time frame, for those that like a quick view of a stock and you're just trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here, then the quick 8 interval layout like I have is going to give you that quick view of the overall trend, the long, mid, and short, intraday to see what's going on. If you're more of an active trader and you are focused on some of the intraday charts and you prefer a different layout, again, that's the great thing about Medved is that you can create kind of an endless number of layouts. So typically in the morning, I start out by utilizing my 2-chart layout just because it's easier for everybody to see. The right chart is going to be the historical day, week, or month. So that gives us a quick view of the trend. The left chart is going to give you a intraday time frame, this being a 3-minute. So that gives you a pretty clear view of most of the day or the prior day. And then if you trade more actively, you can get into some of the different layouts. Like I have a layout for called my popper dropper. I utilize this layout, and you can't see a couple of additional charts that are off to the outside of your view, but I have 2 additional charts off to the right. This allows me to watch 2 stocks simultaneously, and to be able to trade simultaneously. Al, want to know, is the data real time? The data is real time, and as you can see right now, this chart is showing after hours. So that's one of the other features that WiseTrade did not do. With clear lines on the Medved platform, we have the ability to turn on and off after hours data. Right here, current day. So what you're seeing is the after hours activity on Apple, which obviously right now there's not a lot going on, but you'll notice there's a different, from a darker, more of a black to a gray. That's a switch in from regular market hours to after hours. And if your broker allows you, you can make trades after hours. So that's one of the other great features about the platform that I wanted to share with you guys, is that you can trade directly through the software. And that was actually, Francis says, could you go over to how to enter trades and stops? So I will show you how to put in a trade. Your trading account, and let me go into the settings. So you can link multiple trading accounts. You'll see here I have a TD Ameritrade. I have 2 different accounts linked, a cash account and IRA. You can see I have Ally Invest for MB Trading. I have multiple accounts here, live and demonstration and demo accounts, and I have an Ally Invest account. So you can have as many as there are integrated brokers. You can have accounts set up with Medved through the platform, and then you just select in the drop down which account you want to make your trade from. So this is in a demo account right now. So if I wanted to let's say short 100 shares of Apple right now, okay? I would go click the sell button. Now, I have my market type. So we're after hours, so you have to do a limit. So you can select market or limit. That's your order type. And then to make your trade, you can either right click and click buy or sell. You can go to trading, click buy or sell. Or if you've used one of the hotkeys for the quick access toolbar, which is something that I added, you can also add that to here. So since we're shorting, we're going to sell. And we're going to have to do it at the bid if we want to get filled. So that's 152.88. I'm going to click the commit button right here to check it. If I want to move the price up or down, I can slide the capsule to adjust wherever I want to enter. So that's, again, one of the great features of this software is you can trade directly from the chart from any numerous of one of your accounts. So we're going to put in an order at 87 because that's where the bid is at. And you can see we were pretty much instantaneously filled. So I'm in right now. Now, because we're after hours, technically I cannot put a stop in. But if I wanted to put a stop in, usually what I do is on the right screen. So I enter on the left, which is my 1 minute, and I exit or put my stop on the right window, which is my 2 minute. So we would need a buy. So we have stop, buy. So if I obviously want to put it up above the current price, I would click where I want to put it, and then I would send the order. But obviously it's not going to accept because it's after hours. Okay. You can only limit in and limit out during the extended session. Hey, Kim, I have not tried doing extended hours trading through my TD account. I don't know if I'm permitted to do that or not. Have you? Is that what you were asking me about doing extended hours trading? I typically don't trade after hours. So you would need to check with directly with TD Ameritrade, and I don't know. Again, I typically don't trade after hours, so I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah. BBBY is up after hours. You can on Thinkorswim. You have to click on the extended hours area to trade. I don't know if they allow that on the Medved platform. Yeah, you probably have to do it directly, enter directly through TD, and then you'll see it. You should see it in your positions on the Medved platform once you're in. So you should be able to do that. Yeah. Francis says it allows before and after hours. Oh, Ally does. Yeah. Ally does, yes. Club says you can't on Thinkorswim. You have to click the extended hours area. Okay. Will Medved be getting that for their system? I don't know. It's so Medved runs on what's called API protocols. So, Ally and TD Ameritrade and E-Trade all have their API protocols, and their APIs are typically a little different than what they offer through their platform. It, a lot of times is more limited. That's why you may not see as many order types. It's not a Medved issue. It's a limitation based on the broker through the API. So if they don't give you as many functions through API, it has nothing to do with Medved. It's the broker providing the quotes and the access to their platform, basically, to their systems, basically. The question, there's a question from Bob. What is the minimum do you need an Ally to not pay the Medved fee? So they say at least 500, but I would say you probably want at least 700. in your account, because if you have zero activity, they are going to charge you $7.50 a month, which is less than the $20 a month that Medved charges. So I'm going to say I would put at least 700 in the account if you're not going to trade. But if you put more in it, then you can trade, obviously. I mean, I think they want you to put more in so you will trade. But yes, if your account falls below 500, they will flag it and block your free access. Just so you know, it has to be above 500 at the end of each month. Okay. All right. So to get out of, obviously we're in this trade right now. So if I want to exit it, we have to do it on a limit because it's after hours. So limit buy, since we're short. All right. So right now the ask is at 152.85. So that would give me a 2-cent profit. Woo! If I click it, it fills at obviously pretty much instantaneous, and I'm out of my trade with 2 cents profit. So that is a huge benefit for our customers that use Medved, is the ability to trade directly from the charts and to have the after hours access. How do you get the number of shares to trade on the quick access toolbars? Says EG. So you will need to make sure you have the quick access on there. To get the quick access toolbar, you go to, hold on. Now I got to remember. Hold on. Okay. Usually it's above the ribbon. Okay. To move it below, you click the customize quick access and then click show below the ribbon. Okay. I like it below the ribbon because it's easier to see. And then any one of the this is really the cool thing about the software. Pretty much any one of the buttons, like anything that you see just about, you can add to the quick access toolbar. So if you want to add the number of shares, you just go to trading and see where the quantity is, where this up and down arrow is, right click, and you'll see add to quick access toolbar. Now mine's grayed out because it's already there. So you can click it and then it'll add it here so that you can quickly up and down the number of shares that you trade. All right. All right. So the other thing that you're probably noticing on this chart is that for those of you that like to use candlesticks, and I know some of the wise traders don't, but we have a switch to turn them on or off. I like them because I use them when I'm drawing my Fibonacci's and when I can see the actual, the highs and lows, because the red and green lines, remember, are not price lines. They're buying and selling momentum lines. Okay. Hold on one second. They're pressure, buying and selling pressure, buying and selling momentum. So you'll notice, like right here, you'll notice the price is here. Let me blow up this window so you can see a little more clearly. So obviously price varies within a time frame compared to the red and green lines because they're not price charts. So this is the buying and selling momentum algorithm. But by having the price charts, I can actually see where the peaks and valleys were for the price action. Okay. For some people, it's confusing. For others, like me, it doesn't bother me. I like to see I want to know where the price moved. But you have the ability to turn those on and off. So one of the other really great things about using the Medved platform, for those of you that are into technical analysis, other technical analysis, you have the ability to turn on other indicators. Okay. So I use daily pivots. And I'm going to go, let me go back to my 2-chart layout. Okay. Just for simplicity's sake. And Francis, I'll show you again here in just a minute how to do that. I assume you want to know how to turn them on and off. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, so I just want you guys to be able to see this more easily. So I have on my quick access toolbar a shortcut to hide primary chart. That's what allows me to turn the candlesticks on and off. If you don't have that, under under view options, you're going to see right here, hide primary chart. That's where you turn it on and off. It's on the chart under view options, hide primary chart. That's where you turn it on and off. You can add it. You can right click and add it to your quick access toolbar. Like I have it right here. I have it on my quick access toolbar. Now, I'll tell you one of the annoying things, but unfortunately, you can't move these around. Okay. I can't like grab it and move it. So it's all based on when you add it. So if you want things in a certain order on your quick access toolbar, you're going to have to remove them and then add them in the order that you want them. And that's what I ended up doing. I had to remove some things and add them. But if you go to main and indicators, so you'll see there's a whole slew of indicators here. You know, I have volume, which is you'll see under on the chart. I have my clear lines. Clear lines is just really an indicator. We built it as an indicator. And I have pivot points. Those are the indicators that I have on this chart. I have other indicators on other charts. I have VWAP. I have I just went blank. Parabolic support and resistance, PSAR. Okay. So you can make this as simple as you want it, like what you see here, or you can make it as complex. You know, if you want Bollinger Bands and moving averages, whatever you want, you can add those indicators. That's up to you. Look, there's no right or wrong answer. You have to figure out what works best for you as a trader. I like to keep it fairly simple, but you can add you can see there's a ton of different indicators. You can either do them on a bottom chart separately. You can have them added to the top chart. It just depends on the indicator. Literally endless. So there's some other extended features, and I don't want to spend too much time on it in this session, but there are scans and paint bars that you can create. So they have some pre-built paint bars. I guess they're what they are. That basically death cross, golden cross. When the 50 SMA cross below the 200 SMA, it is called a death cross. So you can add these to the charts. They're like, so in other words, I created one called clear line crosses. Okay, I created this paint bar called clear line crosses, and again, I don't want to go in too much in depth in this right now. But if I go now to this chart, and I go to indicators, and I go to paint bar, okay, and then I select clear line crosses. Now, whoops, hold on. Let's set it above the candle. So anytime a clear line crosses, it gives me this little star indicator. All right. Now we already have the arrows. This will actually have a few additional because the arrows um, are less frequent because they clear out some of the false crosses. But you can create or if you want to know when a moving average is something crosses a moving average, or it's got literally like endless number of these different price crosses daily pivots is one that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think I have it working properly, but supposedly when the price crosses a pivot, it's supposed to, hold on, let me go to, but they have all these different, you can create, this is monthly pivot. Yeah, that doesn't. Death cross or golden cross. How about that? I don't see a death cross or golden cross. Oh, maybe that's one right there. Is that a death cross or golden cross? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's a death cross. Anyways, you can it's got all these different. There's one right there. The point I'm trying to get is that this software is so powerful, and there's things I'm still learning to do. Do you have a Hindenburg that explodes at the point of the death cross? Right. You said that today that Medved can put target price alerts on the stocks. That sounds great. Would you show that? So yeah. So there's something else under draw right here. It's called an alert line. Okay. So if I'm waiting for Apple to cross over a certain price level, I can draw a price line. Let's say right here. Okay. Whoops. All right. It's called cross trend line down. So when it crosses that trend line, I will get a pop-up notification. So you can set those on your charts. You can do it this way using the line, or you can go to the alert editor and you can create a single symbol alert. So Apple, only trigger during regular hours, price above or below, and you can type in your price, 152.90. If it crosses below 152.90, and you can pick last or bid or ask, then give me a notification. And then so now I have right here, no, I have an alert wherever it is. For when it crosses that that price level. Let's see. I may not have set it. Oh, it's right here. So it'll send me an alert when it crosses that price. The easiest one is to just use the draw the line, the alert line. That like during the middle of the day when you're trading, you can just you can draw it however you want, that trend line, and when it crosses that line, you get an alert. It's pretty fantastic, I think. You can delete it by either clicking on the line and then you got to click on the line and right click, or you can use the eraser. You go to draw and clear, and it's clear all the annotation. Oh, no, hold on. This one you have to do it like that. Remove the alert. Oh, there you go. I need a day-long seminar on this stuff. Yeah. Francis, I'm happy. Honestly, when I come back on in the mornings on my second hour or the second broadcast that I do at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern, I'm happy to spend any of that time doing just basic training because that's usually a dead time in the market. But no, I mean I'll do more of these sessions, more training based if you'd like. I don't mind. It actually helps me because a lot of this stuff I don't even know yet, and I'm just still trying to learn it. Yeah, Kim says actually Medved has a lot. It's great. I've been just trying little by little. It is definitely something you got to do little by little. Now remember, next Tuesday at 11:30 Central, Jerry and Mike Medved will be on our webinar, our normal daily webinar to do a session like that, and you'll have it straight from them. So yeah, I mean like the scanner. I mean, there's so much you can do. Like I was showing y'all earlier, if you you can open up a portfolio. So I have like my NASDAQ 100. And then I can go to the scanner and I can run one of these scans, death crosses on a 10-minute time frame or a 30-minute time frame. All right, death cross, golden cross, start. So it's going to tell me whatever symbol has a death cross or golden cross on the 30-minute time frame. So Starbucks, let me move this over to another window. Starbucks had a death cross on the 30-minute. Hold on, let me go to the 30-minute. Well, I don't know what a death cross looks like, but I guess assume that was a death cross. Or ADI had a golden cross. Okay. But you can I mean maybe we need to go to a 10-minute filter. Oh, hold on. Start. So there you go. You got a lot more golden crosses and death crosses on a 10-minute time frame. I don't know what a golden cross actually looks like, but maybe one of you. I'm not a chart whiz. But anyways, you have all these different, things that you can create. Price crosses regression channel, unusual volume. How about that one on a 10-minute scan? Biomarin, unusual volume. There, see, there you go. Look, there was a spike in volume right at the end of the day. CDNS, volume spike at the end of the day. I like that one. That was kind of cool. 50-day crosses the 200-day as a death cross. Thank you, Club Metro. So you'd have to have the moving averages. Oh, so hold on. Indicator 50 and a 200. 50, okay, 200. So when a 50 crosses a 200, hold on. So let me go back to that one. Stop. Death Cross and Golden Cross. So Charter. And that's on a 10-minute. It doesn't look like they crossed. They're close. Are you sure it's 50 and 200? Oh, you look on the day. I got you. Okay. I got you. Anyway, I don't want to. You get the point. The point is that there's a lot of great things that you can do that I'm still learning, and it is a very powerful platform. You can keep it simple if you want, or you can make it as complex as you want. All right. So a couple other things just to share. The boxes you see here. So the top box is basically the last price, the bid, the ask, the change, the volume, open, high, low. That's for the, for the current day, the action. This is interval based. So you'll notice as my mouse moves, the data changes for each time frame, each 10-minute, 30-minute, or you'll see over here each monthly chart or each daily. So again, the top box, that's going to be my interval, my current day, last, bid, ask, change, volume, open, high, low. And then down here is interval based data. What other questions do you guys have for me? Any other specific questions? Any stocks you want to look at? I know the market's been a little messed up lately. Oh, I forgot to mention. So here's the other thing. You can adjust. So you'll notice I keep most of my day, week, and month on 50 bars, or 50. If I'm on a daily chart, it's 50 days. But you can switch that. You want 100 days. You want 200 days. You want 3 years. So how you can adjust that. You can also slide this bar right here. You can scroll in and out if you just want a few periods. On a monthly chart, you can go way back. So this is, I guess, back to Facebook's beginning. But if it's a stock that goes further back in time, you can go back. This goes back to 93. You couldn't do that in Wise Trade. And you can either go 50 bars and then scroll, and you can go back and look at all the history. You couldn't do this in Wise Trade. You can do that with my charts. So you can see what the charts look like in way back in time, which is huge. And you can do that on any time frame, historical or intraday. You can go back. Yeah, the box with the bid and ask is new. That is new. How do you get the day data to appear on the screen? You go to you go to view, options, and right here where it says show quotes, you need to check that box. It's the show quotes. And then once you've done that, see, like that makes it go away. So once you've done that, go to show quotes. Then you'll need to click on the little wheel to pick what you want to show. You can check and uncheck whichever data you want to see. And yes, they added that because I requested it. So here's the other great thing I love about the Medved guys. They've been very responsive to my request and to your request and your needs. You know, because before we had this, and I couldn't stand it. They had this little, this show hover price tooltip. I found it very annoying because it kind of blocked the charts, and I mean, it gave you all the data that the last bid ask, but it was like kind of a pain in the butt. So I said, look, we want something on the chart, and they created that box for us. So then we don't have to use the hover price tooltip now. You get it right here. Okay, so Dennis wants to know, how do you get the ATR? So here's the only quirky thing about the software, okay? So you'll need to only put it on a historical chart, and it's an indicator. So you go to a day, week, or month, go to indicators, and add average true range, which is on the lower section, but you want to put it up in the upper section, average true range. So here's the deal. If you're on a monthly chart, it's going to give you the monthly ATR. If you're on a weekly chart, it's going to give you the weekly ATR. If you're on a daily chart, it'll give you the daily ATR. So like for Apple, the daily ATR is 594. It's that number. It's this line right here. So one thing you're going to want to do is edit the parameters. You only want one line. You might want to thicken it. I mean, you may or may not want the line. That's up to you if you see that line or not, because the ATR changes every day. But this is ATR, is this line. And what you see in the far right side, that 594, it's kind of hard to see. That is the average true range. Okay. I honestly, I've kind of quit using it. I don't really care, honestly. For the most part, I've just quit using ATR. I can look at a chart and tell you if it's got enough range to make money. Okay, a couple more questions, and then I do have to run. Unfortunately, I have to break away here. Fred says, okay, Kipp, traveling between locations nowadays, how can I copy my setup from one location and take it to another? Current layouts and setups. Great question. So what you would need to do, Fred, is go to the top where it says File. Go to the Export Backup button. Click it. Okay. Right up at the top one where it says and it'll have your email address, account only. That's what you want to select. All right. Make sure you also come over here and select data so that it copies your data provider information. Okay. So check again up at the right here. Make sure it's selected for your email, your account only, not to share with others, but just yours. And you select data and then click export. And what that's going to do, and you're going to see a file location where it's going to export it to. Okay. It should be your Medved folder under documents, or you can make it your desktop or wherever you want it to export to. But you need to make sure you know where it's going. Okay. And then you click export. All right. It's going to close everything. And then it's going to export that file. It's taking a moment. Once you've done that, and I'm going to just go to my documents, to my Medved folder, and I'll show you real quick. You will have in that folder a file once it's done. It's not done yet. I obviously have a lot of data that it's storing because I have a lot of layouts and a lot of stuff. It's almost done. Okay. Oh, it restarted. Hold on. Okay. So there it is right there. Kipp.Cohen 2019 1916.55.mt export. This file, what you would need to do is copy it onto a pen drive, or if you can attach it to an email and send it to yourself, and then bring that on the other computer. And then once you go to the other computer, you install your Medved, and then go to import, and then you'll restore that file right here, and then click open to restore it. Or you'll click it and then you'll import it. And then that way you'll be able to, it'll be an exact duplicate of your other computer layout. It's pretty cool. One more question. With a window with two rows, when I click on a stock in a portfolio area, the stock appears in the top row. Can I get it to appear in the bottom row also? So Dennis, we created, if you remember that, so you can look at two different stocks at one time. What we would have to do is create a separate portfolio. Like I'll show you. If I open up one of my other portfolios, okay, and let's do like my NASDAQ 100 portfolio. Hold on a second. And I'm going to change the view to a tile view, okay? But I can, basically, I would have to have a separate portfolio, and then what I would need to do is link it to that lower section. So if not, you just have to type in the symbol on the lower section to load it. You know how you just go on a chart and then you just type the symbol. But if you need help with that separately, I don't mind helping you if you'd like to create a secondary portfolio. You would just need another watch list that would tie to that lower group of charts. You can't, what would happen is if you use your upper list, it's going to end up being the same because you can only assign one group to one list. Does that make sense? See you, Francis. Thanks. If you need some help offline, maybe tomorrow or Friday, I don't mind in the afternoon helping you out. And that was one last thing before I finish. For those of you that are not yet subscribers to Clearlines, one of the things that I do provide is support, and it's me right now. So when you get started, I will actually remote, if you need help, obviously, I'll remote log into your computer and I will assist you in setting up a layout that you're comfortable with. And I'll give you a little quick tutorial on how to use it. And if you need some ongoing assistance, my afternoons I usually reserve for my Clearlines customers to assist you. So don't hesitate to ask, but that is part of what you get as a subscriber. You get access to me helping you get things set up and remoting into your computer when needed. So Dennis, if you need me to help you, be happy to do that. He says, thank you, great support. All right, with that being said, guys, my hour is up. I do unfortunately have to cut out. I have some family business to attend to. I want to thank you for coming today. Those of you that are interested in subscribing to Clearlines, I don't give a trial of Clearlines mainly because of the amount of time that I have to devote to it initially to get you set up and assist you. So I think the $59 is pretty fair anyways. If you just want Clearlines, obviously if you want Clearlines and alerts, it's $129 a month. But if you want information, you can go to equityalerts.com and then you can click on the Clearlines tab. Here's the link for you. There's more information here. And you can sign up as well if you want just Clearlines only, or if you want the Clearlines with the alerts. And try it out. And again, I'd be happy to help you get started and help get set up. And if you have questions, I will continue to do weekly sessions like this for you to ask questions, because obviously if you're just Clearlines only, you don't have access to me during the daily webinar that I'm on. I will try to also do some sessions during the market hours for you guys as well, through my GoToWebinar separately. I'll add some of those sessions in as well. But if you're interested, please go to equity-alerts.com, click on the Clearlines. And again, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can email me directly at kip@equity-alerts.com. kip@equity-alerts.com. And all right, thank you for tuning in. And those of you that are members of Equity Alerts, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.